So getting together with friends and family is often a wonderful experience for everybody, but sometimes it can go south. So it's important to make sure you employ some strategies to ensure that you're going to have a good and enjoyable time for everyone. Some of those strategies can be anticipating who's going to be at the gathering. You know that with some folks and with some family members or some friends, it can be a difficult interaction if you address certain topics or if certain topics are brought up. Make sure that you also check in with yourself. You know where your sensitive buttons are and the kinds of things that might be upsetting to you or upsetting to one of your family members. You need to make sure and avoid those type of topics. Bring up fun stories, bring up the things that are engaging to them and to yourself as well. The main thing, frankly, is anticipation. You can almost always anticipate where the stress points are going to be. The stress points aren't new. It's the same ones that were there last year or they're this year, and they're the same ones that'll be there next year. If it's an event during the holidays, for example, or a festive event where people get together, oftentimes there's alcohol as part of the celebration. It's important to avoid too much alcohol. Moderation is really the key. But if people go overboard a little bit, it can lead to some very difficult discussions and difficult times with each other. So if you're at a gathering and you witness two people who are having a discussion that looks like it might start to get a bit tense, sometimes people question, should you intervene or not intervene? And the answer to that is, it depends. It depends upon if you know the parties involved very well. If you do know them and you feel like it's an appropriate thing to do, it's okay to go up and ask someone for some help with something else going on in the party or the gathering, just to help get them out of that situation that might turn into something more difficult. Or if you're the host of the party and you see two of your guests getting into an interaction that could be distracting for the rest of your guests, I think it's perfectly appropriate to go up to them and in a very subtle way ask one or the other to help you with something, to help just get them out of that situation. If it's two people you really don't know, generally the best advice is to stay out of it. You might want to go to the host who knows the two people, who might feel more comfortable intervening to keep something more difficult from happening. So the bottom line is, anticipate where the stress points might be. Go in with a very positive attitude. Have a plan. If someone brings up something that's very sensitive or difficult for you or for someone else, have a plan to derail that conversation. You can change the topic to something lighter. If that's difficult to do, you can always excuse yourself. There are lots of ways to excuse yourself from a room in a way that's very polite and it doesn't call too much attention to yourself or to the other person. Or even have a signal with someone. If you go to a party or a gathering with a spouse or a family member or a friend, have a signal to each other that says maybe it's time to either leave or to excuse yourself, or have them help you be excused for the room for a moment. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this information has been helpful. If you'd like more information, please go to conehealth.com/behavioral health. I'm Dr. David Gutterman.